Good morning. How's everyone doing today? Tommy GG's on first. I hope we're bugging. So guys, we are back. Hi, Dacum, to the Sunset Cliffs with Scully, and we are showing up. We're starting off at a different zone today. We are going to go down and check out the tide pools, but there's this really cool like upper zone that we didn't look at all yet yesterday. I think it'd be kind of neat to check out some of the like the geological formations up here and maybe some creatures. We did come across some
unstable cliffs.
Oh, here we go. Unstable cliffs for y'all.
Very recently, this was the path.
Yeah, it looks like it was very recently the path, and this is, y'all can see, it's just like dropping off, but we can still see some really beautiful views here. Sleazy Delicious, welcome in, Sleazy. So yeah, y'all, we're just planning today, explore a little bit more in this zone, and tomorrow, I did remember, Smikes, yeah, I actually remembered the other phone today. The other plan is to, for tomorrow, we're gonna come in the afternoon, so we have a little bit of a compare and contrast between the ecology and the creatures different parts of the day.
I would like Smikes to know that I asked you if you wanted to go back for the phone yesterday about as many times as I asked Smikes if I could give him a ride to the airport.
If Smikesies is here, sir, I was panicked and I didn't want to ruin our friendship with Scully. Because that's clearly what would have happened if I would have taken advantage of the possibility of going back.
Go all the way up and around, unless you want to like...
Yeah, I'm good with that. There he is. Mike's like, it worked out fine. Fine. Listen, I get nervous, sir. Scully's like, yeah, I'm happy to come with you. Are you sure? Please? Really? Possibly? Yeah, I get very nervous. We've got a lot of like even the desert style ecology here in terms of what grows. We did come across a bunch of cacti yesterday, but again, we'll be trying to go down in a little while to the tide pools and see if we can find an octopus. Here you go. Story from the ice ages. Slits and deposits formed during the rise and fall of ocean levels form what geologists named the Bay Point Formation. Porous sedimentary rocks offer clues into the Pleistocene epoch known as the ice ages. So it looks like we had a question yesterday if there were any fossils here, and it looks like there are shell and bone fragments in the various strata that are buried here. So that's pretty cool, y'all. We have not fossil hunted, but it's neat that there's the possibility of finding something.
Yeah, and the Natural History Museum, the NAT, is I know Dr. Danny Anduza, professor, has been there recently.
Yeah, during TwitchCon.
Yep.
Oh, here's some cacti too, y'all. Here we go. Hi, Kanubitu King Bit Gaming, aka Bitly the Kid, aka the Kanubitu King. There we go. We do have a lovely cactus for you. There were some prickly pear yesterday.
Misty clouds coming through.
Yeah, I was like, oh, in the camera it looks a little misty. And I'm like, nope, it's my eyes too.
Yeah, look over here.
Yeah. Y'all, that haze is real. That is not the camera being funky.
And the air just cooled about 3 degrees.
Yeah, it totally did. Wonder if there's a path down over there too.
I'm sure there is. It's just whether we're as able-bodied as everyone else.
Is it an accessible
Some
pathway?
of these surfers will do wild climbs with a surfboard.
They can cowbunga down, right?
Pretty much. Pretty sure that works.
Dacum, I hope you're having a great day. So just a little bit about the ecology of this area, y'all. So this cliff that we're located at is considered to be one of San Diego's most secluded and most peaceful spots per their website. I don't know how secluded, relative, maybe Scully can better answer that for us, but it's supposed to be, again, like a generally low-key area. And what's really neat is, again, the cliffs, like if we go down, we've got everything from sea anemones, sea stars, hermit crabs, short crabs, snails, mussels, barnacles, sea urchins, and the octopi that we'll be able to check out.
Tripping. I'm gonna go double check that I locked my car.
Okay.
But I'll catch up to you.
Sounds good. Hi, Hugan. Yeah, so Germs, I'm hoping that we'll be able to find some kind of octopus today. The sea stars, I feel like, should also be a smidge on the easier side. So, like, the sea stars are not any kind of... You look them on the internet, they're not any kind of difficult to really see in terms of what the structures look like, so it should be pretty straightforward. But to give you a little info, like, with the sea stars, they're have the color. Oh, so they're called the ochre sea stars, O-C-H-R-E. They're orange or purple. So that's the color that we're looking for. So it's like the classic orange sea star looking creature, and then there's also like a purple variant of it, but they're predators within the tide pools. Hi, Neilf. Neilf, we're exploring a little bit on the upper part today, and actually, Neilf, a cloud just came in, so you can see that haze 100% a cloud, the temperature just dropped like immensely, like a couple of degrees. You can feel the difference. Hey, so this is back to work. Enjoy, Tommy. Tommy, I hope it's not too much bugging. Let's go out on this trail. But y'all can see really nicely here. Check that out. Like all the different, like the edges into the dirt. Like that's how the soil falls away. And so like you can see like that's much more loose dirt than the sandstone that we were looking at yesterday. So that's even easier to fall off. Why this is all just kind of eroding away. And this is kind of neat. So we were talking yesterday, right, about the erosion of the area and the maintenance. Hi, J Dizzle. Here, like the maintenance of the area to rejuvenate it, right? You have the vegetation in progress, and that's meant to keep everything tighter within respect to the soil, so you're less likely for the soil to just to fall off. So that's why some of these zones are zoomed off and taken away. Why are we doing laundry, J Dizzle? J Dizzle, did I do something? Guys, do go check out JD Does Dev, a game developer extraordinaire using the Godot game engine to make multiple flavors of video games, including but not limited to City's Revenge and a 2.5D platformer. Sir, it's not a lander. There's a lot of really baby pine trees in the area. Oh, looking for pools of tide. I see JD. Not yet, no. We will go down and look for some pools of tide. They are, so actually, JD, a couple of reasons why you shouldn't drink from tide pools in this area. One is it's ocean water, high levels of salt, not good for you. Number two, there's a lot of runoff that actually happens to it. So the concentration of salt is not fully salty, but rather there's a mix of rainwater runoff, and what that means is that it's different concentrations of salt. So it's not going to be that high concentration as the ocean water. It might be a combination of a different varieties. We were down there yesterday, y'all, right in that zone. And here, these are some of the unstable zones. Y'all can actually see the fencing is still there. So this was stable probably not too long ago, and then it just gave away. Hello, Low Dizzle. Low Doc, how are you doing today? Y'all check that out. What a view. Invited to dinner. Nice, Low Doc. Low Doc, I hope it is extra delicious. I had dinner with the best man from my wedding, his wife, yesterday. He is unfortunately not able to be at the conference, but his wife, who's also a good friend, we got to hang out. We're having reindeer. I am so sorry. Hi, Sir Grunge. But yeah, y'all, if you take a look right here in the strata, again, you can see the direct cut down of how the soil is eroding. So lower down here, right, there's much more of those jagged edges. And so whenever the water comes down, it's just pieces are just straight down falling versus being gently eroded away. And you can kind of still see like how high the water level has come, like where it's still wet. So high tide for this area is around midnight Pacific, and the water doth do come up high. I'm going to continue on and see what's over here on this trailhead. Guys, the plan is we're looking for some sea creatures today, deep down at the tide pools, but this whole area that we're walking in, we didn't get to explore yesterday, and so I figured let's go ahead and give it a try. So no, cutie kitty, it's not just water that causes the erosion, although look at this. This is a good illustration of the water erosion. A lot of it, cutie kitty, is also by people. So people coming in, walking on different things and pushing the soil down. That's why they've really instituted back all these like natural plants. But check out how cool. Hi, Kelsifer Belsifer. Kels, I love you. Kels, we just got you a fancy shout out, but guys, do go check out the incredible Kelsifer Belsifer, who unfortunately had a day and a half today. Yeah, you can see a lot of the various ridges here and how just pieces have fallen off. But actually, cutie, this is a big issue because behind us, it's like right on over there, there's houses and a road. And this has been eroding away quite rapidly. So you're going to be losing those houses and those roads in the not too distant future. Even with the additional plants put in, there's not going to be like a long-term maintenance of this, right? Interesting. Well, it was Monday, Kels. And here, cutie, another look for you on this, the erosion state here. So a lot of this, you can actually tell there's water runoff marks. So this isn't necessarily from ocean water, but when there was a large rain this past week, all those imprints are from the water running off, like in terms of rainwater. And you can tell, like, check out like the way that it's like dug into the soil up here. And then you could just follow down the path of the water and how it flows. as, going down and hitting towards the ocean. So that's a little bit of like the difference in the salt concentrations that you'll end up getting. On top of the difference in the salt concentrations, you'll also get an increase in pollution. Hello, Maurice. From a science point of view, yeah, totally. Hello, Harisa Mapo. And yeah, Ume, it totally looks like tree roots. But it also illustrates, Ume, I feel like how not solid this really is, right? Of how susceptible this is just to water and runoff, and how easily this could all erode away. And notice too, this whole zone, Tim Lofi, thank you for that follow. This whole zone doesn't have any of the plant material down on it, right? Which makes it easier for runoff. Same if we look on this side here, and you can see a couple of different layers of the soil, right? You can see upper layer going down into the clay layer of the soil. Like there's a lot of variety here being cut into. And then we got some seagulls down there too. That's for Yogurt Garrel, shaking them booties. Oh, that's so cool. As Mr. Irish says, y'all, let's keep her lit. Let's keep exploring the zone. We do have Scully Red Hawk with us today as well. Scully ran back to the vehicle to ensure that it was locked. The water, yep, 100% Ume. And Ume, a lot of people will look at this and that isn't something that even will dawn. It's just like, oh, it's a pretty formation. But look here, Ume, right? This trail clearly was in use very recently. And so that's the foot trail for you too. And it just has fallen away. Shark Geek, you know what a truly beautiful scene is? When I go to, thank you for the streakage, Lara. A truly beautiful scene, Shark Geek, is when I go to twitch.tv/Shark Geek and I take a look at the musical genius that is Shark Geek, as well as the beautiful underwater footage and the shark conservation chatting. That is a beautiful scene. Lara, we are on top of the cliffs right now, just exploring a little bit, checking out the whole zone before we go down to look at some tide. We found Scully! Oh, here you go. Ume, there's another pit for you. We were looking at the runoff here, where you can tell the various, the direction that the water is running, and all the little crevices going to and pointing out the formerly parts of the trail. Hold. And it should turn a color. And you're good. There we go. We got Scully back, y'all.
Allegedly.
But there you go. Another sinking pit. That's true, Morris. Eventually you'll have beach property living in San Diego if you live long enough. Yeah, don't worry, Ume. We'll be careful. Allegedly?
No, we will.
We will definitely. Not even allegedly.
No
Ume.
joking.
As much as I want to be a silly pants. This way?
Up to you.
Yeah.
Low tide, I think, is 10:15-ish. So.
Is low tide?
I think so.
Oh, so that's when we should definitely make our way down, I assume.
You're the boss.
No, you're the expert.
I just looked it up.
Yes. All right. So guys, Scully is indeed the expert today. Thank you for the lurky jerky, Shark Geek. Enjoy singing. Make sure to wiggle a little bit when you sing. It's good for the crowd.
Have you noted the number of paths that say they're closed for revegetation in progress?
Yeah.
And the paths are still dirt? Wah, wah.
I wonder if it was it's hard for me to tell if it was a recent sign.
Right.
Or if it's just one where there was an attempt at vegetation they didn't take, or what the deal was. I guess let's go this way to look down, and then looks like we have a fenced off zone. We'll probably head back and go down to the tide pools. Y'all, some surfer fella just came from this area, and it's where did he even walk? Right? Where did he come up from?
Jolly.
Go down?
Or we can turn back.
It's if you feel that we can go down, I will trust you.
I mean, I grabbed the cane just in case.
Cast Me Out Black, thank you for the resub. And Soggy Tissue, welcome on in, Raiders. Y'all, how was the stream? What were you up to today? Welcome on in. Cast Me Out, thank you again for the resub. Soggy Tissue, let's get you a fancy pants shout out here. Guys, how was the stream? What were you up to today? Tell me all the details. Hi, Tubby Crumbles, aka Christabel. Raiders coming in. My name is Balint, 1/3 of SciAnts stream. The other 2/3 are my wife, Lita, and our daughter, Baby Alona, aka the Munchkin. Lita and I are research scientists, PhDs in molecular bio. We do science content here on Twitch every day of the week. Today we're IRLing, myself and our moderator extraordinaire, Scully Red Hawk, at the San Diego Sunset Cliffs, examining coastal ecology and going to go hunt some tide pools and seeing what creatures we can find. The moneymaker would be to find an octopus, but we'll look for the anemones and the corals and everything else in between too. Guys, welcome on in. Great to have you here. Working outdoors? Sometimes. Marvel Rivals, Broken House, hit by Milton, and battling insurance. I'm sorry to hear that. We actually had a flooded basement that we had taken care of, and now the homeowners just dropped us because we used them. Always a good time having insurance. On a more positive note, let's go ahead and show you all the view. And Shadow Kayla Munchkin, thank you for the raid as well. Welcome on in, you guys. Hope you all had a lovely stream as well. Suave Oreo, welcome, welcome. Those coming on in, we are at the Sunset Cliffs in San Diego, looking for some cool tide pool ecology and creatures, amongst other things. Guys, welcome on in. Mars, I don't want you to like break the record. Well, breaking the streak record, yes, but not like breaking the Maurice. Here y'all go. Hi, Barnsdale, welcome in.
So I would say we're probably not going to take their path, but we could go a little closer.
I'll take a peek down, but yeah, I would say we're probably not taking their path. Y'all, this is the route that the surfers are going down. We are not going to be going down this route. I imagine this is very much cowabunga.
At the very least, because if we have to walk back up to get to where we want to be later, we'll be toast by the time we get back up here.
Yeah, let's see, this is the trail down that people have been taking. Again, it's one of those that we could probably make it, like Scully said, making it back up.
It might connect if we time it just right, but...
Hey, thank you for that follow. Welcome in, you guys. All right, shall we tide pool it? Do it to it. Yeah, I'm not brave enough to go down that way. Like, there's no way we're getting back up.
Somebody's got a bike, you know.
Y'all, I really hope it was a shoe. Be super metal.
Well, that's how that works, right?
Yeah. I don't know how they came back, but gosh darn it.
There are a number of paths that specifically say no bicycles because...
Yeah, I would imagine that the bikes are not good for the erosion.
Between that and just the cost of a rescue effort, there's so many canyons inland that have enough of that going on day to day. You add the ocean to it, it's not a good scene.
Feeding you're greeted, the West Coast, that's true, yeah. The difference is that you find distribution from the creatures from winter to summer. So chill out, welcome in. Chill out. I don't usually stay in San Diego. I'm from the East Coast here on a work trip, and so we don't usually get to examine the differences between any of these, like in terms of seasonal differences. However, a big thing looking at the ecosystem and the tide pools, you're obviously going to have differences in temperature, and the differences in temperature will translate to different populations of sea creatures.
And in terms of erosion, I was telling Balint yesterday that because of our submarine canyons, we actually have sand trucked in periodically to refill the beaches.
In addition to everything just falling off.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep, just sort of drifts at some point.
Yeah, Barnsdale, presumably the humidity. I mean, that'll definitely affect the plant ecosystem. Probably the erosion levels too. For those coming in, you can see the texture in that, like the side of that canyon is from water runoff. And so all that is just like etching away and falling into the ocean.
A whole lot of sandstone
here too. And Barnes, that you can also, for the cell phone camera, there are some attachments that you can get of various lenses. And you can actually, there's some where you can reasonably transform it into a macro lens. I was actually chatting with some of the professors yesterday at the conference, and that is their relatively cheap approach for certain experiments, is just to buy a macro attachment.
And I was just thinking about maybe 20, 30 feet, we've got a parking lot, and 10, 15 feet to the coast, we've got another sinkhole.
Yeah, so y'all, parking lot, like right there. You can just see the car even, right? And then there's a sinkhole right here.
Which starts a trail, just like we just walked through.
Yeah, so just to give y'all an idea of presumably how little time that parking lot has left. Also just pretty palm trees. I'm an absolute sucker, y'all, for these. I wish I had one at home. What would I do with it? No idea, but I like the idea. The palm trees wildcats, my folks grabbed one from Florida, and it's growing in their backyard.
I think you came up this way.
Yeah.
And I cut through, so whichever you want to do.
Let's just do this route again. Okay. Should give me 1 sec, y'all. Check on. There we go. Sorry, y'all. We should be back now. Just had to adjust the setting. Still technically on call for conference stuff, so there was a question.
Favorite sinkhole?
Oh, yep. Sinkhole, just for y'all to enjoy.
Precisely person size.
Yeah, that's perfect for a person. I kind of want to go in it.
Please don't.
Scully does not accept responsibility for my actions. For which one?
I was just thinking, does this mean this or this?
Oh, I think it means that, right? But we can go either direction. Yeah. This says, I doubt it leads to Wonderland.
I mean, it depends on your definition.
Oh, here y'all go. So we haven't seen this one yet. You can see the two different formations in the cliff. This is what we were pointing out earlier from that side view. The Bay Point formation is that upper one where it's much more like the dirt looking, and then the Point Loma at the bottom. You can see like the cutoff there as well, like the different types of stone. So the bottom one is a 7.5 million year old formation. See, it says tiled, more resistant Cretaceous shales and slits. Point Loma formation extends towards the sea. The upper part is 120,000 year old Pleistocene sandstone. People think it looks like icing on a cake. First Cliff Alistair McLean when we named him for unstable cliffs. I bit gamey, no octopus yet. We're going down now to the tide pools. So the County B2 King low tide was, or I guess right now is the low tide. So when everything's receding.
You can see from here where our stairs are all the way across.
Yep, that's where we're going. So now's the time to see what the waves have left for us to go examine before the seagulls pick everything through. It's pretty relaxing bit. It's if you look in the San Diego tourist ranking location thingamahooza, they claim it's another scenic and relaxing outlook. Definitely seen some cyclists, y'all, and telling Scully, I'm like, I don't know where those wheels are going to, but I hope it's just like, you know, cowabungaing off the cliff and jumping into the water.
By a professional, of course.
Yes, with a helmet and perhaps a life jacket for safety features. Sorry for the lack of stream last night, y'all. Munchkin has been on strike since I'm away. Apparently she didn't go to bed fully until 4 a.m. You're off to your heart, Lara Gale. Yeah, so that might be the same issue tonight, y'all. There is a attempted planned stream for Science News, but that is very Munchkin dependent, who apparently is again on strike because of no Apu being there. Then our plan tomorrow, y'all, is to come out and see this zone in the afternoon as well, so we can have a little compare and contrast the various ecologies that we'll see. That is fair, Morris. That is fair. I am the one to blame. Lita was joking around that she might be like settled by the time I get home.
Seems about right.
Yeah. No, the last day of the conference actually is on Sunday. It runs Smikes until 3 in the afternoon, but I'm leaving at 9 a.m.
Do you want to go back the way you came or cut through the parking lot?
Let's go back the way we came.
Okay.
But I'm not running anything Smikes on Sunday, and so I was just like, well, it's either a red eye or I get home in time to see my daughter, and I'd rather go home and see my daughter than take a red eye. Morris, so I FaceTime with Munchkin yesterday, and after the FaceTime, she ate, which she hadn't really been doing, and Lita was all like, oh, I think everything's okay again. And so about 2 hours later, we were back to Apu, 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 Apu. It's a great place for a bench.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, thank you again for joining us. I hope y'all are enjoying the beautiful scenic views. And I was telling Scully I would just be happy to just sit here and just enjoy everything.
Which possibly is what I will end up doing by the time we get to the stairs. So far, so good. I think that's where we popped through yesterday, if you want to go here.
So they do look like Mickey Mouse. Nice catch, Lara. Apparently, Disneyland and SeaWorld, the area. Pelicans. Hey, Jada, how's it going, Jada? Jada, we just explored the upper part of the cliffs, and now we're going down to tide pooling. Thank you for streaking with us, Jaded.
Are you good with this? Or we can backtrack.
Are you good with that?
Right now, sure. Okay. Coming back, we wouldn't have to do this, so I think we're good.
Coming back, I think we can avoid it, right?
Go back, just to be extra safe.
I did not bid gaming. Guys, apologies. If you're hitting any redemptions, I had turned them all on last night for because I thought there would be a stream for Lita, and I forgot to turn them off. Hey, how's it going today? Guys, the lovely Barty's in the His House. Make sure to wishlist The Unwanted War, available now in the Steam store for the low price of free.
It's a bargain at twice the price. I don't think we looked at yesterday.
That's pretty. Some tree remnants. Probably do that. I think I can do that. Okay. Oh yeah, look at that. All right, guys, again, not following Bardaki. There's the Barty command, and here is the shout out to the lovely Bardaki as well. There you go. Look at that. Boom. I'm doing it on the side of a cliff. Side of cliff shout out for Bardaki. That's true love.
So we're at low tide. We can see a little bit farther. We were already down there at this time yesterday.
Oh wow. Yeah, look at that. See, this would be perfect for like a swimsuit attire to go out there. Mm-hmm. That's probably where the octopi and whatnot gonna be. Like, you can almost see like those little inlets with the algal growth.
You can see the different you can see the packed sandstone versus the rock that we were looking at the signage before.
Yeah, oh, that's so cool from this view. Big Game, he said he pulled the lever, so now he expects me to fall in the ocean.
Well, the puppy did it for us by proxy.
Oh yeah, there you go, Bet. The dog's in the water. Why he's the Kanubitsu king is because he does all this shenanigans, pulling the lever when I'm on the side of a cliff. Check out the cacti. Never get that close. We'll get closer for you, Lara. It's all for you, Lara Gale. Here are the stairs.
Here we have some sort of attempt to contain, which with sandstone, it's just going around.
And Morris just said that that building is doomed. the house on the edge.
This might be property line.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, there y'all go. There's a property line.
If not farther out, and they're just being courteous.
Yeah. I'd hope with the chain link fence is going to keep the erosion. Y'all can just see like how close the road is, right? With all the cars, with the parking to the side of the cliff.
Surfers out quite a bit further than they were yesterday.
Oh, wow.
The waves breaking.
Can't even, yeah. There's a surfer out there, y'all.
Can you see them on the...
It's all like that guy right there. Oh yeah, barely. Yeah, wow. That's presumably because of the low tide. Am I going surfing? No, Barty, I didn't even expect to be able to get out. Like, the fact that I've been able to get out is a very welcome and unexpected surprise.
Yeah, I told Balint, if my body doesn't cooperate, I'll give you a 7 a.m. warning to Uber.
Well, no, I meant like from the conference.
Oh,
like I wasn't sure if I get out. Yeah. Like this, like originally, y'all, I was scheduled from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. and then it was just. Yes, actually, Scully did pull some strings, y'all. You're welcome. That's all Scully Red Hawk. She talked to the supervisor.
Allegedly.
The supervisor, the executive supervisor of the two supervisors. And so we're here.
So we might lose them for just a bit on the cliffside.
So y'all just, heads up. There might be a blip in the signal. We found yesterday that if we were really close to the side of the cliff, the signal cut out for a hot second. But as soon as we step away from it, we'll get signal back. So don't worry. There's shouldn't be any long-term missing of signal. Guys,
the sea lion.
Look at the sea lion. I looked down and I was like, is that a people? It's so cool. All right, we're gonna get a side view, y'all. Don't worry, we'll get a closer look at the sea lion. Oh heck yeah. I've never seen one in the wild. That's so cool. Just imagining what Munchkin would say. Boy. Good boy.
from 60 feet or more.
Yeah. Don't get closer to it, otherwise it's no longer a good boy.
It is pupping season.
Oh.
Seemingly. So hopefully they are fine.
Nah, we'll pick them up. We'll call someone. Put them in the back of the Prius.
At least wait until someone arrives.
And then put them in the back of the Prius?
If they want my Prius, surely.
I'm sure he has insurance.
The same little clothes from yesterday are still here. Hey, Balint, before you walk further, we might not have signal, but, this is the base of the stairs.
Oh, okay.
It's clearly underwater.
Yeah, if we have signal, y'all.
Or some nice splashes.
That's the bottom of the stairs, which will then be underwater when it's, Yeah, Mars, it should even out once we step away from the cliffs. What do you mean? Hey guys, we should be back, allegedly. Can y'all see? Are we looking all right? Yeah, we're back. Okay, awesome. No, I don't have any sandals because I was not anticipating being able to come out. There's our sea lion friend. Y'all wondering if he is stuck or not. He seems to be Gucci. But no, Mars, we're zoomed. The camera is just zoomed. Don't worry, Mars. Zoomed camera. We are not super close to him. We haven't been.
A little bit.
So now, let's continue.
I'm on that if you want to keep going. I'll get on the...
Post mics there. Someone called the SeaWorld folks to come out and take a look at the sea lion to make sure that he's okay. So they're going to be coming out to check on the sea lion. One of the surfers said that is not regular behavior, and so they went ahead and did a call to bring him out. Also, was that a streaming falcon? It is a streaming falcon. Guys, go follow Falcone. We gave him a big shout out earlier today, but there is his YouTube page. He's trying to get up to 1,000 followers on the YouTubes. If y'all wouldn't mind hitting the like and subscribe on the YouTube, free subscribe on YouTube's great way to support an amazing friendo. So y'all, we are just looking again at some of the tide pools and seeing if we can find anyone. There are, at quick glance in here, we do have some more of those small shells like the sea snails, as well as a good zoom here. There you go. Some sea snails and hermit crabs. Yesterday we had some large crab. There we go. That's a sea urchin right there. So it looks like there's 2 sea urchins in this zone. And for you, Professor Falcon, guys, I know streaming falcon loves hermit crabs. Falcone, the edge, the side of the cliff, and take a step away so we can get a little bit more stuff in focus. There we go. We've actually got some, hi Mrs. Spice! Wincing, hi Wincing, welcome in. Actually, Falcone, I am not sure if, like, how prevalent they are on West Coast. East Coast, they're super big, right? West Coast, I'm not sure. What I am sure of, though, Falcone, is we've got some new tide pool ecology here. So, you all see all those little black spots? So here's the fun fact. Those are not just little random black spots. Those are sea snails, and there's hundreds of them just in each of these individual tide pools. And even if we just move over a little bit, look at that. Those are hundreds of sea snails, and their shells, like, are your standard, like, beautiful shell that now puts them into the water that you see tons of, like, in stores, like the beautiful conch shape, right? And there's a bunch that are washed up on the shore here, on like the dry rocks. Yeah, now with your eyes trained, look at how many hundreds there are. They're just all heckin' over. So Jay, they have a unique behavioral adaptation. So they have this foot, and with that foot, they're able to maintain the water within them. They are not poisonous. The foot bites, they stay all up in there, and they can stay that state for several hours. So it's not permanent, But you can imagine by the time the high tide comes in, they're all set to go again. So again, sorry y'all about the signal cutting in and out. That's just the side effect of us being next to the cliffs. And again, low tide is right now. So we are able, or low tide was at 10:15. So just, what was that? 30 minutes ago was the peak of low tide. So we're able to see, you know, all the leftover stuff. So Pimcat, there are starfish. We have not come across any. Today we've come across anemones and sea urchins. We didn't get a lot of sea urchins yesterday. Yep, sounds good. With the geology of cream fiend. So cream fiend, we have two sets of geological strata here. This lower region that's gray is about 65 to 90 million years old. The upper strata is about 120,000 years old. The upper strata is sandstone, and it is being degraded away very, very rapidly, just from the function of the water. The lower part is still, you know, intact. So the lower part looks like this, and you can see it's still being cut and etched with the water, but it's a very, very different in terms of like the structure and even like the texture of things. Hi, Andrea, you beautiful soul, you. So cutie kitty, it depends. There are certain slugs that do, like, are able to emit a hard material that becomes like essentially their exoskeleton, which is the shell. There are others that have to find their own. And so like hermit crabs, for example, have to move into bigger shells as they grow. Some slugs just keep growing onto the shells. Andrea, Andrea, look at this. This is a beautiful tide pool. Hi, Kaihira. So Andrea, we've got sea slugs in here. We have hermit crabs. Y'all can see even there's corals in here. It looks like we have some seed pods as well. The seed pods are coming from the seaweed here. I know, Morris. I was just doing a comparison, like different life histories. Here's another more gentle one. So again, you can see all the plant material in here with like the corals. A couple of hermit crabs over in this one that's pretty easy to see. So we'll go ahead and check these out. And you can tell, so Andrea, just for your context, this is how close we are to the shore. So Andrea, we are right next to the shoreline. Jay. Mrs. Snates? Gonna get us all in trouble, Jay. Andrea, just for you, madame, look at how teeming with life this little inlet is. So again, this here is a tide pool. It has its own little native ecology, and again, it's just because it dips into the stone. You got into it, there's a lot of plants inside of that crevice, but there are a ton of mussels all around. And mussels and oysters and these kinds of ecosystems help keep the water clean and oxygenated. So they are critical in these ecosystems. Those are all mussels, which people will eat for delicious meals. Although I don't know if anyone harvests from here. Yeah, each of these little zones are their independent little ecosystems, some with different depths as well. So like that one my leg would fit in, to give you an idea of the depth of that. And there's more shallow ones too. And the reason again that things are able to survive well in here is because it prevents the current from pulling them in and out. You know, they get some fresh water thrown on top of them, well, salt water, but like, you know, a new one. Scully's taking care of the sea lion, y'all. Just looking through to look for some creatures. As Lara mentioned, there are sea stars, not starfish, in the zone. There might also be octopi. That's the big thing that we're looking for now. The octopus is going to be very difficult to find, primarily because they are going to be blending in with their environment. So it's not going to be anything easy for us to be able to ID, but still keep an eye out. Drea, we got a little, hi Ella. Is that wee hermit crab? I just had him, y'all. Oh, there he is. There you go, Andrea. Yeah, there is Ella, 60 lion in the area, but Scully is on the case. See, Pimcat, some flavor. There's a bunch more of our snail and or hermit crab friends. You can see this whole zone is littered. All those little smaller dots that you can see, like there's 3 of them in a line, not moving away, Pimcat. So not having a behavior that wild. Speaking of a wild animal, and we've got, yeah, the egret. That was an egret. Yeah. See, too, here's a bunch more of the, yeah, just to give you an idea of this ecosystem, all the little shells there. There's a ton of barnacles too that are along the side of this rock. All up here, tons and tons of barnacles. And then we've got some snails and hermit crabs just all in here. This is the whole zone where we did not go to yesterday. Y'all, we have Twitch's single best ambassador that ever done did ambassadate. Ash said hi in the house. Queen Ash, hashtag goals, not just as ambassador, not just as Twitch streamer, but as human being. If you ever want to emulate someone who is incredible, emulate the lovely Ash, Women's Guild leader. Guys, go check out Ash Said Hi, right meow. My mom mods beat me to the shout out. Ash, we are in San Diego. I'm off at a conference, but came out to do some IRL streaming, and we're looking at some tide pool ecology. So we are at the Sunset Cliff. So Ash, just to get you an idea, this is we're at the base of the cliff right now. There's unique geological strata. So if you take a look at this stone here, it's very much like a mix of slate, and so it's very much like formed by the water. And then higher up, you can see the brown soils. So that's sandstone. So the difference in age of these stones, so the slate right here is 75 million years old. The sandstone is 120,000. So the sandstone is actually just coming right off. And fun story, Ash, right on the other side of the cliff is the parking lot. It will not be around much longer. But as we're looking at these little ecosystems, I mean, it's just really cool to see like all the plant life, right? Like check out like the corals that we have. Yesterday we were looking at anemones and actually just like looking at the response behaviors. Queen Coffee, thank you for the 31-month resub. Madame, how the heck are you doing? Welcome in, Queen Coffee, to the San Diego coast. Yeah, there's a lot of beautiful colors here. I would like Andrea Noart to come here and just draw. Holy heck, in Toledo, Raiders, welcome on in. Ella the Bunny Mom. Ella, welcome in, Raiders. Y'all, how was the stream? What were you up to today? Folks, if you don't know Ella the Bunny Mom, Ella the Bunny Mom is, as the name suggests, a mom of bunnies, a musician, a lovely wizard. Go check out our friend, the lovely Ella the Bunny Mom. Raiders, welcome in. My name is Balint, 1/3 of SciAnts streams. The 2/3 are my wife, Lita, and our daughter, baby Alona, aka the Munchkin. Lita and I are research scientists with our PhDs in molecular biology. We do science content here on Twitch every day of the week. Today we're out at the San Diego Cliffs, the Sunset Cliffs, looking at some ecology of tide pools, talking some geology and some conservation. So guys, welcome on in. Stream was fun. Music, played a lot of fibbage. Ooh, some Jackbox party games. Let's heckin' go. Guys, do go check out Ella the Bunny Mom, right meow. Sea otters? No. So in this zone, let me show you all some of the ecology here that we're able to get for you guys. So if we zoom in down below, this is an example of one of the tide pools. So these are isolated little ecosystems that happen and form after like the high tide comes in, and they are maintained because they divot into the ground. You've got a bunch of anemones, algae growing on in here. We've also got crabs, like hermit crab. There's hermit crabs and larger crabs as well. There's some sea snails, sea stars, something that we're looking for. We haven't found any yet. The money maker is an octopus, and we have not found the octopus yet either. We have found a sea lion. He is actually over there. He is... We think he's sick, so we called the Coast Guard and the SeaWorld folks, and they're gonna come out and check on him. But yeah, for y'all, if you like science content, you're in the right place. We're the only Twitch ambassadors, first and only of our kind, that do educational content here on the platform every day of the week. So it is great to have y'all here. We are normally not on the West Coast. We live on the East Coast, but I had a conference, and so we're here doing some IRL content, bringing y'all close to some tide pool ecology. And Kelly Cakes, holy heck, in Toledo, Madame, we just got double rated. Kelly Cakes, welcome in. Ringers! Queen Kelly Cakes. Madame, how was your stream? What were y'all up to today? Tell me all the things. Raiders, if you're new here, my name is Balint, 1/3 of SciAnts streams. Other 2/3 are my wife, Lita, and our daughter, baby Alona, aka the Munchkin. Lita and I are research scientists. We have our PhDs in molecular biology, and we do live science content here on Twitch every single day of the week. Today, we are IRLing on the west coast of the United States in San Diego at the Sunset Cliff. Why do they call it the Sunset Cliffs? Because we're at the base of the cliff. We are at the base of the cliff. We are looking at some ecology of tide pools, looking at what animals are living there. We are chatting conservation. We are also chatting some geology, ecology, evolution, and more. Normally we stream from our office, but we also like to take y'all on some IRL adventures, including but not limited to coastal ecology. We also do fossil hunts, museum tours, aquariums. Otherwise, from the office, we do microscopy, science art, science news, science games, all the things science. You guys, welcome on in. Queen of the Kelly Cakes. How were the cakes today? Were they delicious? Guys, if you've not already followed the lovely Queen Kelly Cakes, I can now do this because I've got the power. Mrs. Spites, thank you for the gift sub to Ash said hi. It's Streaming Falcon, thank you for the gift sub to That's Games. Guys, thank y'all for those gifties, helping us get to our weekly sub goal. A Fatal Butterfly, thank you for the resub as well. Sorry, y'all, I'm missing up some of the alerts. But let's get a shout out for the lovely Kelly Cakes. There we go. Guys, thank y'all again for those gifties. Thank y'all for the follows coming in. Let's keep it cooking, as the youth say. Panda Bear and Mimi L, thank you for those 100 bits. Thank y'all so very much. Here we go. There's a nice example of one of the tide pool ecology pieces here. So we've got a ton of sea snails and hermit crabs all up in there. So all those little dots are actually beautifully shaped conch shells. Hi, Dinosaur Dave. Welcome in. We've also got a bunch of barnacles growing along the side here. Peach! Hi, Peach. Thank you for the 100 bitterooskies. We got some barnacles along the side here. Here's even some more barnacles for y'all. These are much smaller, but they're just totally covering the side of this rock here. Ella, thank you for the 100 bits as well. Oh, the the lightning bug. Yeah, Lucy, we do have all of our own animations in-house. We have a ton of emotes. We do usually have a ton of commands you can trigger, but they are not triggerable during the IRL stream. But we do SciAnts art to get folks excited about science. So if you're subscribed, you get access to a bunch of emotes and 400 plus commands, I think, at this point. It's a pretty good deal for a monthly sub, I think. We adding new commands all the time, a lot of which are on randomizers. So like one of the commands has 14 possibilities in terms of the animation that could trigger. So yeah, I think it's like 400 combo now that you have access to with a monthly sub. So I'm gonna actually hook up a external battery pack real quick to the phone. Didn't disrupt the thing. And there we go, hooked up and ready to go. Queen Kelly, busy day, lots of cakes. No worries at all, Queen Kelly. Queen Kelly, if you want to drop the Kanye link into the chat for the Kanye cake, I know it's one of your favorites. Feel free to do so. Although it might actually be no longer worthwhile to have that. I feel like I heard he's gone off the deep end, but there was a queen or a king. I don't even know. Queen Kelly made a Kanye West cake at one point. There we go. There's the water there. If I missed any questions, y'all, I apologize. I know there was one that came in right before the raid about changes in salinity and various concentrations of salts, and that is going to be changing too as well with rainwater runoff. Seen some flavor of larger crab crawling on in here. Yeah, they're all. No, you're fine. There was a crab like in the crevice there, but not much yet. Welcome back, Andrea. Andrea, we got some lovely rates from some incredible party people. Is it low tide there? Yeah, so it was low tide about an hour ago was the peak of the low tide, so it'll be turning. Here we go. If anyone's interested in some rocks, we've got a ton of ecology on this rock here. A ton of sea snails along the side here. We've got barnacles. And again, these sea snails, and you can see like the algae is still green. The water would normally encompass these. And so it's just a very, unique look to how everything's going to be. Ella, thank you for the lurk, and thank you for the raid as well, and for those biddies. So Jay was asking y'all earlier how these animals end up staying dry. So Jay, they basically form a suction cup with their bodies to the side of the rock. Inside of the shell, they've got a ton of water still, and because of that tight seal and suction cup, they're able to stay put along the rock and not dry out. If you were to rub your hands along the side of this, you are able to remove them. They are not like heavily stuck onto the side. However, if you do remove them, then it is advised that you put them into water so they can regain their bearings. But ideally, just don't bother them. Again, dream thing to find would be some kind of octopus. What we can expect to find, and what we've already found, are, like I said, sea urchins, anemones, sponges. We actually got some anemones here. Those are the anemones right on there. Nice, awesome coffee. Excellent. Those are quite on the smaller side. If we come across any bigger ones, I'll show y'all how they respond to stimuli with a touch. But yeah, we found the crab, snails, again, sea stars. Sorry about that. We should be back now. Should be all set now. Back again. Sea urchins cause a lot of pain if stepped on. My understanding is very species dependent. Some of them do have spikes that can get lodged in your feet, and others will tend to more be smooshed versus the stabby bits actually penetrating your skin. But it is also like species and size. They are called sea stars out of starfish because they are not really related to fish. There is no relation to fish, and so it's a misnomer. So it's just an inappropriate of the naming convention. All right, y'all, we should be back. Sorry about that again. We'll go out of this. Sorry, y'all, I was attempting to show you guys a sea anemone that was in a really, really good view, but the camera load to the ground kind of took that away. Hi, Queen Bean. Bean, how the heck in Toledo are you? No octopi yet. If we don't find one today, we have one more day tomorrow to try to find one. Tomorrow we're going to look in the afternoon. So if we hit just like the wrong activity, like in terms of time of day, then should be able to find one. Morphological differences, a lot of morphological differences in terms of like internal anatomy and developmental biology. A lot of it is just taking into account, right, the salinity of the water. These are also able to adapt to different concentrations of salt because of rain runoff. Yes, being yesterday I was telling the story. I'm like, yes, the precious memories here when Miss Shells was taken almost away, never to be seen again. And Andrew and I think Val left for her safety and grabbed her. Oh, the precious memories, Bean. No one's come yet, Morris, but people are keeping an eye out. We have several folks that are just like standing on patrol. Yeah, so the coastal ecology for this area is very different than something that you would find inland. You've also, compared to Michigan, this is Pacific Ocean, and so you're going to have many different sea creatures that are, again, much more endemic to this side of the world. We do have a crab sneaking in here. We've got some crab claws in here. There it is. Y'all can kind of see it center. Again, there's just a lot in there. We also have seen a lot of mussels that have been hanging out in this zone. Been a really nice variety of creatures. Yes, I did see Laura, and that's right, when the signal got wonky, don't touch the fire coral. Although Laura Gale, it's a nice blending in. Yes, Jaded Fairy, please do not disclose your closest location in the stream chat. Discord DM Maurice for your safety and the safety of Maurice. Again, not that I anticipate there will be a schmelly around here, but I just want to make sure that y'all are protected from any and all possible schmellies. No, you're totally fine, Mars. I have the same issue sometimes. You get comfy with your friends and then it's just like, forget that you're on the internet. Oh, we've got a really pretty crab there. Shoot, he's crawled underneath. So much more like crab activity in this zone. So again, maybe we get lucky with like a sea star or the octopus in this zone. How y'all can hear the sound of the ocean, but it's super peaceful. Dynamite Twins. Oh, perfect. My mods are on fire today. Guys, do go check out the Dynamite Twins. They are the premier IRL streamers on Twitch. Please go drop them a follow if you have not already. They are extremely kind. They are the founders of the IRL Creator Club, and they don't gatekeep any of their knowledge. If you have any questions about IRL streaming, they are more than happy to help. They are the experts. Yeah. Yes, but twins, that's not something that most people say. So y'all are a beacon of why you should be Twitch ambassadors, actually. They have put in their application, and I think they would be an incredible addition to the ambassador. I have no weight in the matter. I have no say in the matter. But if I did, that's what I would say. Thank you for being here with us, Coffee. You can see the mist is pretty still low in terms of like the clouds and covers. Is the same beach? Nice. Any luck? We have a 6 sea lion over there, y'all, and Scully had called people to come check on them. NOAA Fisheries. Yeah, so y'all, we've called the West Coast Region Stranding Hotline for marine mammal rescue. There's a sickly boy out there. You got it? Yeah.
A few people I'm with.
Sounds good. Is it? We'll head out in like 30 minutes. Awesome. Yeah, it's y'all. The stream video is video. Yeah, evidence of the behavior of the sea lion. Yeah, if we have enough photos, and I think the video will help with that too. It's a good call. Sounds good. Yeah. So exactly. So twins, they've got tracking mechanisms on some of these because we have Scripps Institute is here in San Diego. Oh, by the way, to the twins, I don't know if y'all have seen. This is the cliff, and there's 2 different stone populations there essentially. You've got this lower one that is much more like slate material that's about 75 million years old. The upper part, if you can see the browns, that is sandstone, and that's about 120,000 years old. The sandstone is eroding away extremely rapidly, so it is just falling vertically. And there's a parking lot right behind us. That parking lot ain't going to be here for much longer. And then again, here you can see like cut into the slate because the high tide, when it comes up, it's covering this entire area. And yeah, that's not wild to think about it, reminding of like zones in the Midwest because that used to be underwater, and there used to be ice packed up on in there, and all of those have contributed to like why areas look similar to one another. Yeah, it does look. We didn't get the fog yesterday. Just so y'all know, we'll be out again one more time tomorrow. I have to fly back Sunday morning, but we're gonna come out at least, I think, probably just to the same spot tomorrow, except it'll be the afternoon instead of the morning. So we actually get to see like different levels of the tide, and we get to see if there's different creatures active at different times. There should be. It's what circadian rhythm is for. But we'll get to be able to see firsthand together of the different activity. Let's go out to this mermaid outcropping. Fortunately, Queen Shells is not here. She'd be the one to be on this. Right, community tea time? Is Danny doing another one today? I can't remember. I've been having to only peek in on his emergency dig things because I've been conferencing in the evenings. Same thing tonight because I've got a conference event I have to run in a little bit, which is why we need to get back. And then I have a break and then running another one in the evening. I think he was heading home today. Gotcha. But we'll have another IRL for y'all tomorrow from this location. location before flying back. I'm glad I was able to do this too. Tomorrow, like I said, again, afternoon, we've got a large time window, and I think it'll just be like a very unique experience to come out in the evening. There again is that look at the cliffs. Tomorrow, aiming for 2:45 Pacific, so that is 5:45 Eastern. So that's a Saturday that y'all get us out here. Do we get a bag of loot? I actually was not grabbing any of the loot. Jay, by loot I mean an opportunity for swag. Mr. Spites, I was just like, it's okay. I don't need. But yeah, y'all, the afternoon should, I think, be really interesting. Again, because we just be able to see a totally different ecology. And yesterday, so if y'all, hi, kind of B2 King. If y'all didn't see yesterday's stream, yesterday we explored that area down that way on the lower level. Today we went up to the top overlook and then came down on this side. So tomorrow I'm thinking that we'll be able to do a bit of both and just, again, examine what kind of creatures that we have. Because again, the unique component of this place is every day is totally different. And of course, by the time that you and I get our eyes trained for how to look for things, we'll be leaving, but still glad to be able to bring y'all out. Now, y'all might see there's some greens on some of these rocks. So those greens are actually indicative of what's not here. So some of these areas have fast flowing water. There's a lot of waves that are running over it. And the reason that matters, the reason it's critical to point that out is because that means sea urchins are not going to be here. Because those are the ones that are eating the algae. Now they might be in some of these further back zones that are more stable, but anything where it's constant running water, you're not going to get your sea urchins and you're going to let algae thrive. Jay, I'm keeping my eyes on the prize. Actually, Jay, do you remember, I think I may have told you this yesterday, we've talked a fair bit about it, that Undiagnosed or Orphan Disease Network, where at Baylor College of Medicine in Texas, people are putting human mutant genes into fruit flies and examining the effects in a human. So I met one of those project leads, and he said he'd love to come on stream and talk about it if y'all are interested. So I've been making a couple of connections to bring on stream with some unique research that could be quite fun to talk about. Oh, and actually, Jay, if y'all remember, a few weeks ago we were talking about what the science was of stock keeping of fruit flies in the Fruit Fly Stock Center. So I met the leaders of the Fruit Fly Stock Center, and I was telling them that we watched their YouTube videos and talked about how they did stuff, and they were so tickled. They were like, we'd love to come on and just chat about it in person. And so if y'all want, we can even bring them on, talk about what they do. So fingers crossed, y'all. Should be a good time. I feel like it should be a connection that we could easily make and bring them on as well. I have told a couple of people asked, like, can you tell me about your community? Andrea, I've shown your artwork and Tatum's and actually several members who are here in the community, the Discord channel with all the fruit fly in your style. I've been showing that to several conference attendees and explaining to them like all the work that y'all put into those, like to account for the life stages. And people are impressed at like how incredible like non-scientist art pieces and detail are, and like how much value y'all put onto the fruit fly. So y'all have the community already has some big fans here. Oh, Jaded, for tomorrow we're doing an afternoon stream, aiming for a 2:45 Pacific-ish start time. And then Jaded Fairy, I've been meeting a couple of scientists here in the area, like at the conference, and they're experts in things that we've actually talked about on stream, and they were excited at the possibility of coming on and talking directly about their work and not just us watching like their YouTube video. So I can bring y'all closer to the science than ever before. So Jay, that was just a long-winded way of me saying eyes are on the face for prize. Jay, I don't know if that's what I'm supposed to be doing while here, but that's what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm just like looking at the various tide pool formations and honestly how much difference we're seeing. We've got a bunch more of the whoa, that's not what I wanted. Water is a little bit, there we go, it's evening out. So right underneath the wavy water, there's just an absurd number of those sea snails. But instead of that, show y'all a close look at this zone here. So again, you've got a bunch of the anemones. We should in theory have some corals in there as well. I haven't seen any big anemones that I'm like, it would be worth touching and showing you all the responses today. That's true, Jay. But unfortunately, Mr. Spites, I will have to go back soon to the conference today. Silly Town still has me doing stuff for that. But don't worry, we're getting closer and closer. Yeah, there are some of the corals and anemones in there. It's just really pretty in terms of texture. And I feel like too, if it's one of those things that you're not actively looking for, you won't see it. Speaking of seeing, it's one of those things too, we just stop and look. 2 little hermit crabs. And the water is so Ungoy, I had been informed that I was doing stuff for conference from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. So I did not bring a swimsuit, nor did I bring flip-flops. I am in my work jeans. I did at least bring a t-shirt. There's a little hermit crab for y'all. Yeah, right, Lara? There's a huge mass of them, too. It's interesting. If you look and see some of these holes, you take a look at each of those dots. So those are filled in with debris. So if you take a close look at them, they're like broken shells. And it's the barnacles that have like built up this little like covering. And that's how they're staying, damp, is that they've built up this dirt covering and they just stay inside until the higher tide comes in. Not the same kind as last time, Mr. Spites, although, Jay, there is a place in the, Ungoy, I did get a burrito yesterday. It was delicious. Jay, there's a place at the hotel that has a ice cream happy hour. No idea whatsoever what that means. But I like the idea of it. Again, no idea what it means, but the idea is there. And I might be able to try it today. So I got last night a dinner burrito, and I got this morning a breakfast burrito that was also quite tasty. It was called like a California sunrise. Oh, dang it. Can't move too fast. We have a friend here. Dennis, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. There he is. Damn, it's crab feeding time. Absolutely, he's waving. Welcome. He's waving all to first-time chatters. Welcome. Looks like it's a bunch of them are out right now. Some Tijuana. I don't know what that means, Ungoy. It looks like there's now a bunch of crabs out. There's another one. These do seem on the bigger side. A trip over the board. Yeah, Ungoy. I don't have my passport on me. Maybe able to get. My daughter misses me. For those coming in, Munchkin's on a hunger strike. She is not enjoying the fact that I'm not at home, which is fair. Thindal, I hope you're not on a hunger strike. Like Munchkin is. Please, Thindal, don't hunger strike on me. Thindal, yesterday I FaceTime with Munchkin, and so about 2 hours after she ate, she ate right after we FaceTime. She was much happier, and then about 2 hours later, she was back to just looking for me and shouting for me and looking in the office and everywhere. She is 2, just turned 2. Thindal, I am at the Sunset Cliffs in San Diego for a conference, work conference. This is the 9 to 5 job, fruit fly genetics conference, and I have some break time, so I brought you all out for a IRL journey at the Sunset Cliffs. We're actually going to come out again tomorrow. Tomorrow is my last full day here. I fly back on Sunday. So we'll, again, bring you all out tomorrow afternoon. Afternoon will be 2:45 p.m. Pacific, which is 5:45 Eastern. No, 4:45? 5:45. 5:45 Eastern. No, so Bean, this is Celestial Bean. This is the one conference for this year. The only other conference that they do have this year is in LA, and I'm not going to that because it'll be overlapping or soon after the birth of my son. But it's only LA. Chrissy, hi, welcome in. One day, Dean. They usually don't do conferences, I think, historically in Washington State, but we'll see. Oh, nice, Jay. Jay, you know what? At least it arrived. Miss Spacey is it's the best state because of cost, and it has to be attractive to every person. There's so much politicking, Chrissy, in how you pick one of these locations for one of these conferences. I used to think it was like, why not, right? Like, it's a new area, go and spread the love. That's not how it works. The sea lion is still there, Lara. We provided our phone number to the search and rescue people, and they said they're on their way. So we're gonna make our way, y'all, back up those stairs to be able to get back to the car, so we can end up leaving. We unfortunately didn't find any cephalopods today, unless we get really lucky on the way out. But we still have one more chance tomorrow afternoon to look for some octopi. And again, they are in these tide pools in particular. Like this location is known for octopi, so it's not like we are at a zone where they're not going to be discovered. Actually, there's a couple of scientific studies that do surveys on this area to figure out like what animals are there, and they do find them, along with the sea stars that we did not find today. But again, it could be time of day, it could be season effects, it could be the fact that there had been a lot of rain last week and there was runoff. Y'all, there is our seal friend, but we have called someone. They're coming in to check on him. Yeah, and just some of the geology here, because y'all were asking about it. This stone here is like 70 to 80 million years old, and then right above it, you're starting to get the sandstone. And the sandstone is the thing that's falling apart and falling straight on down there. I mean, kind of, sort of here, Baron. So this is about 120,000 years old is the cut site, and then this is 70 to 80 million, and then here is 120,000. There's our friendo again. They have our phone number, so we are all set. Yeah, so Lara, that's why the proper people have been called. not much more we can do directly with, you know, being safe with the animal as well as ourselves. Sick, Andrea, in some way. This is the zone we were at yesterday. So again, y'all can see there's a lot of little tide pools in that area. So that's where I'm aiming to at least go back tomorrow. And again, it looks like, you know, we're here a little bit later today and there's a lot more crab activity. So I'm anticipating that there should be other kinds of animal activity as well. And there's another good look at the soil strata. See here. Let's go up to the top on the overlook. Yep, they like to eat crabs. And with all the increased crab activity, maybe that'll tempt the octopi out. Or not, you know, it's one of those things where we're just gonna have to do some searching and see nice features of the geology here. Audio should be back. Again, just like looking at the side here of the cliff, the various like strata and how it looks gives you a nice blink into geological time. Yeah, different patterns from different things as well. Rain runoff, human, lack of plants. Made it up, excuse aware. Yeah, she seemed a little bit better when I walked past. It's a head back, unfortunately. So we are gonna head on back now. We are gonna fire up a raid Reno in just a second. Guys, thank y'all for joining me and Scully today. The lovely and incredible Scully Red Hawk, moderator extraordinaire, Skullicious, Skull Sereno, Scully Wally was a bear. Had all the hair? Got all the hair, y'all. He's also extremely tolerant at my crazy time nicknames. We'll be back live tomorrow afternoon for one final walkthrough. I think we're aiming for 2:45 Pacific. 2:45 Pacific to see you tomorrow on. We'll go down again. We'll take a look at the tide pools. We'll take a look at the upper part and see just what the different animals are, because we started to see a lot more crabs coming out, like large ones. So I'm thinking they're more active in the afternoon. Yeah, so that's it for today. Tonight might be a Science Use stream with Lita. It's Munchkin dependent, y'all. So please keep an eye on the stream in the Discord if there is any activity on that. With that, we're going to raid on over to a besto friendo that we can never raid because he is only on during the day. Let me make sure he is in fact on, because wouldn't it be sad if we went to oh, there we go. Yeah, he's still on. We're going to go to the Kanu B2 King today. Bitly the Kid. Guys, go show Bit Gamey some love. He is long time bestie of the channel. Here are the raid calls. Raid 1 and Raid 2 if you're following but not subscribed. Again, y'all, back at least tomorrow for a final look at the cliffs and what the ecology is. After that, probably back, well, yeah, I guess back officially on Monday with the Microscopy Monday. We'll have Dr. Coffee on too, but otherwise, tonight for Alita stream, tomorrow for an IRL 2:45 p.m. Pacific, and then possibly tomorrow night for Alita stream as well, Munchkin dependent. But folks, have a great evening, whatever time zone you're in. We might see you again later today, or we'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye, chat. See you soon.